Hello again. In this video, we are going to take a look at McGraw-Hill Connect to show you how to register for your access and how to complete your Learn Smart assignments and your chapter quiz assignments in McGraw-Hill Connect. Okay, so in your course information module, you should see this link right here, and so I'm going to click it. It's going to open up this page. Just so you know, I teach multiple sections of this course, and so because this information is the same for all the courses, I'm just making one video. So obviously this is not your section number. Don't worry, it's the same information. Here is the links to McGraw-Hill Connect. I'm going to click it right here, and it'll take you to this page. If you have not signed up, if you've not had a course in McGraw-Hill Connect before, when you type your email in here, it is going to force you to fill out a password and your first and last name, etc. And so do that. Don't put a fake name. It's going to make things like that harder for grading and getting you feedback. So put your real name there. Okay, so let me put my information here. So I made up this fake email address, sacstudent@sac.edu, and when I get in here, you get to this page where you can purchase it. If you have a Connect code because you purchased a physical textbook, you can enter it right here. But most of you, I think, will purchase Connect through here. When you purchase Connect, you do get the digital copy of the textbook, which has a smart book, which I'll show you a little bit more of in a little bit, which I think is superior to physical textbook, and also just sort of the way education's moving. And so if you've not tried having a course without a physical textbook, at some point you probably should start. And so my recommendation is that you do it that way. Okay. And then of course, most of these courses you can get temporary access for 2 weeks. If you're not sure you're going to stick around, feel free to do it for free for the first couple weeks. Just know when the 2 weeks expires, you will need to purchase it. I lost my access is not going to be an excuse for late work, during week 3, if the reason is just because you did the temporary access and forgot to purchase it. Okay, so make sure you're aware of that. Okay, so once you do that, I'm just gonna sneak into my account. This is again under student view, so things look like it's going to look like for you. So the first thing I want to show you is in the introduction group here. When you open it up, it has a bunch of these videos. You probably saw these two linked on Canvas. Anytime you see this like dumbbell icon in McGraw-Hill Connect, it means this item is not graded. It stands for practice. If you haven't had a chance to look at these videos, I'm going to show you a little bit about the SmartBook, but I really do recommend you watching this SmartBook overview. I know it's long. There's like 5 separate videos, and they're not individually short videos. But the truth is, this SmartBook is weird. If you haven't done it before, it's a strange system, and so it'll take a little bit of getting used to. And reading through it and doing what are called the Learn Smart assignments are requirements for this course. So you do need to be familiar with it. So also, full disclosure, this is my first time teaching a class through McGraw-Hill Connect. It's not my first time teaching online classes, but at the school where I'm a full-time instructor, 100% of my classes are zero textbook cost classes. But when I got hired to teach this class here, the chair department really wanted to make sure we were all using the same textbook, and I completely respect that choice. And so that's why I'm using this, but it also means I'm sort of learning McGraw-Hill Connect as I go. I've spent a lot of time, preparing myself for this, but I'm sure I've made mistakes. So I'm going to implore you, if you see something, to say something. So if you see a due date that doesn't seem to make sense, or a point value that doesn't seem to make sense, is probably a mistake I made, because I'm getting used to this. I have I'm expecting you to use Canvas to sort of organize everything. So like instructions on the quizzes and stuff like that are housed in Canvas. So when you get to McGraw-Hill Connect, you don't get the instructions repeated to you. I do think things are laid out in a way that you'll figure it out once you try it. But that being said, let's pop into Learn Smart assignment so I can show you what it looks like. So I'm going to start chapter 1, Learn Smart here, and so as you do this, you're going to have a coach that's going to pop up and help you from time to time. I'm not sure if she's here since I've been on before you, so you might see her right when you get started. A couple things. This is this is sort of takes you to navigate throughout the chapter. This is obviously chapter 1, and you can kind of click around to the page you want to see. If you start from the beginning, then you can, if you want more room, this minimizes that thing on the side. You can click it to go back and forth, and then there's dim text and highlighted text, and it's not that you don't need to read the dim text, but the highlighted text are the key, the more important stuff. It's the stuff you're going to be assessed on later, and so those are the stuff you want to really focus on. So I would sort of skim the dim text. I wouldn't ignore it, but then I would take these a hard double look at all of the things that are highlighted, and as you go through and read, it is checking how long you're spending on these, and once you've spent enough time reading to where it thinks you're ready to practice. I'm seeing if I'm not sure I'm going to spend enough time on this video for it to. Yeah, I was saying I'm not sure I can spend enough time for this to pop up, but this will start flashing when it thinks that you're ready to practice, and then you'll click the practice button. Okay, the practice button has these practice questions that are associated with the things you've read, and so as you go through, it'll flash saying you're ready to practice, and you can answer questions to sort of test yourself. You can display your level of confidence in a question here, and then this is sort of built into the algorithm to help you when you need to refresh and get more stuff later on. If you don't know an answer, you feel free to say no idea or click read about this before you answer. So to get a score on your Learn Smart assignment, you have to answer all the questions, and so it'll always tell you how many are left, and you just make your way through the assignment, reading and answering questions, reading and answering questions, going back and forth. Okay, if you skip one, you say no idea. If you get an answer wrong, it doesn't penalize you at all. It just, you don't get credit for that one, and that a repeat of that question, either the same or a similar version, is going to come back again later. And once you're done, you get your full credit. So everyone will get full scores on your Learn Smart assignment as long as you get it done before the due date. And they can, if you are, if it can take some time. It builds in when I assign them, it asks me how long I want you to take on it. Now, depending on the depth of the chapter, I choose between 25 and 35 minutes. So I'm expecting these to take you about a half hour. But you know yourself. If you're a relatively slow reader, or if you need to read things 2 or 3 times to get the information, so you may have to give yourself more time. Starting this a half hour before the due date or due time, you may not get it done in time, and there's a penalty, a half credit if you turn it in late. So please give yourself enough time. Start it the day before it's due. Okay, so that's the SmartBook. There are some more things that you'll see when you watch the video about how to refresh and things like that once you're done reading. And then this is your quiz. They're really straightforward. Like I said, it says I'm not providing instructions because the instructions are in Canvas before you click this. You're gonna have 2 attempts. This is the penalty for late attempts, late submissions. And they're pretty straightforward. The questions are going to be 1 through 10. You answer a question and you move on. When you're ready to submit, click submit. Just make sure you've gone through all the questions before you submit it. Okay. Some questions have multiple parts. Make sure you're looking at them. Some have graphing elements, and so again, these things can take a while. They're almost all 10 questions each, but some of the questions just do take some time, so give yourself enough time to work on that. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you in this video. If you have questions, post in the general course question discussion or email me.